everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here, a very, very warm welcome to you. My name's Emily and I am a knitter, crocheter and very occasional sewer. Today's episode is my usual podcast, so I'll be covering any updates, any finished objects, any works in progress that I've worked on in the last week or so, any cast-ons and any acquisitions. Before we get stuck in, how are we all today? I hope that you're all doing well and that you've had an absolutely wonderful week so far. My week has gotten much better. I am finally at a point with work where I can start recouping my overtime, so to speak, as time in lieu. So today is actually Friday and I have the day off, which is fantastic. I'm so happy, I cannot tell you. Plus, it means that I have the time to sit down and record for you all. I had no idea at the start of this week when I was going to be able to record this episode because the mountain of work that I had to do still. So I'm just grateful that I have today off and can film this at my leisure, if you will. So it's fantastic. I love it. Anyway, we're going to get stuck in because we're just going to get stuck in. I don't know why I had to make a spiel of it, but we're going to get stuck in. So the first item that I'm going to cover today is updates. I basically only have the one update, but I do want to add on a little extra at the end of the update. So the update is that my Behind the Seams episode 3 is finally available. I am so happy at long last. I've finally been able to sit down, give myself a crafty day and record that video. I recorded it on Saturday and I released it on Sunday. And let me tell you, I was not expecting the response that it got. So massive, massive thank you to you all for all the support. And also a huge, huge welcome to all my new subscribers. Welcome, and I am so happy to have you here. I hope that you do enjoy the rest of my content as well. And I thought I'm just going to do a little update to let you know what my actual schedule is, because I don't think I've actually explained my schedule in a while. So I'm going to try and cover it really quickly. So on my channel, I release a number of different types of videos. The first and the main being this type of episode, and that is my podcast. I do them once a week. They are uploaded on Fridays at 4 p.m. UK time, and they basically follow the format that we're going to follow today. The next type of video that I release are my month-end wrap-ups, and they will basically cover all of the finished objects that I finished in that particular month. So coming soon will be my April month-end wrap-up, so I will cover anything that I finished in the month of April, just a recap to show you what happened in April. I will then also touch upon the numbers of whips that I have, because I have many, and I like to keep track of it myself. So whether you like seeing the numbers or not, I don't know, but that will also be included. And then finally, at the end of the video, I will tell you what my plans are for the upcoming month. So in my April wrap-up video, I will explain what projects I'm hoping to cast on, or at least I'm thinking of for the month of May. They don't necessarily get cast on in that month. Spoiler alert, I don't think any have been cast on from my plans from March in April. So anyway, that's another type of video I do. That's a once a month video. Another once a month video, which you will most likely have seen because that is the video that I've just explained about, which is Behind the Seams. This is a series that I started, well, it must have been 3 months ago. I can't remember what month I started it. Was it February? Possibly. But basically, I signed up for the Cotton Cuts and Puzzle Mystery Quilt, and it's a monthly, each month you get a clue. I've got the entire box of all the fabric, so I don't have, that usually gets posted each month, but because I'm in the UK and Cotton Cuts are based in America, I think they're based in America, it made sense to just buy the bulk of all the installments. So I just have to grab whatever clue month it is out of my box when that clue comes through. But this is why episode 3 was delayed as long as it was, because I was still waiting for the clue to come through. Then I went on holiday and then work got busy. But anyway, once a month I will also do that Behind the Seams episode, and I've been really enjoying them. I basically write a to-do list in the morning. I set aside one day each month that is just going to be a crafting day. Obviously I do other stuff here and there because I can't just sit and craft. I've got to stretch my legs and do some workouts and do chores and stuff like that. So I really enjoy them. They're really fun to film and they help me get a lot done. So I, again, am so thankful that episode 3 was so well received. I'm really grateful that you hopefully enjoyed, and again, welcome to all of my new subscribers. The other types of videos I do are, what's the word? Not festive, but they kind of are festive, but they are, I had the word in my head a minute ago, but anyway, I take part in Vlogtober, so throughout the month of October, I try my best to do a vlog a day for 31 days in October. I do take part in the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, so you get to watch me go through the motions with that as well, so that's always fun. And I also take part in Vlogmas, so that's 24 daily vlogs throughout the month of December, leading up to basically taking you through the days of Advent. I have signed up for 3 Advents this year. I know, I promised I wouldn't, but I did. I couldn't resist. The themes were too good. Don't blame me, blame the absolutely fantastically talented dyers out there who selected some incredible themes this year. So I will explain those in a later video. But yes, and I'm waiting for another Advent to come up, which is the Toft one. I've just got to order that one as well. So yes, it's going to be a bit hectic again this year. But anyway, those are the types of videos that I record. I really enjoy them, and I hope that you find something that you do like. And I hope that me explaining the schedule there kind of helps a little bit. Within my podcast episodes, so like today's episode, I will explain in the updates any upcoming videos that I'm due to record. So for example, I am due to record my April month-end wrap-up video. I'm not sure when that'll be because I know next week I have a lot of work on for a different client. So as soon as I get the work from him, that means that Wednesday is just going to be absolutely rammed, and I doubt I'll be able to film a month-end wrap-up on Wednesday. So it will probably be the weekend, but we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted either in the community tab if I can film it sooner. If not, I will let you know in my next podcast for next week. So anyway, excuse me, I'm getting all croaky. Hang on. Oh my goodness. It always happens, doesn't it? Always happens. Right, so those are my updates. And again, I just want to thank you all and welcome all the new subscribers, because it really does mean the world to me. All of your support, all your views and everything really does support me. It lets me know what you like, and it just helps me create content that I think you like. It's very hard to tell sometimes, but yeah, I really do hope that you enjoy the content. And if there is anything that you would like to see at all, please let me know in the comments below. I do try my best to respond to all comments. I am a bit delayed a lot of the time. I just get busy, unfortunately, and I like to sit down and take the time to respond to your comments. So again, please let me know below if there's anything you'd like to see, and I will do my best to accommodate. Right, okay, so we're going to get stuck in to basically the elephant in the room. Excuse me. If you have seen any of my recent videos, it was featured in my behind the scenes episode on Sunday, and it was also in, did I show it? I did. No, I showed it in last week's podcast as well. And the elephant in the room is my finished object. In case you hadn't noticed, I may be wearing a finished object. I'm so pleased. So let me go back a bit. Oh, I need to get on my knees. Hang on. So this is my absolutely beautiful, let me move my hair out of the way. Please excuse the loose ends. I haven't tied the ends in and it is still wet, so I need to remove it as soon as possible. But anyway, here it is. This is my Dartmoor Sweater by Kadri. It's creasing because it's wet and I need to let it dry properly. But as you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous. It fits perfectly. This, I can't get over the collar, if I'm honest, but I'm going to turn around and hope you can still hear me. As you can see, well, I hope you can see, I'm not sure because I can't see what you're seeing, but it has these absolutely beautiful I-cord edging. Can I see that? Oh yeah, there we go. So it has this beautiful I-cord edging detail on both sides down the back of the shoulder, and this is why I wanted to make this particular sweater, because I think that detail is absolutely beautiful. It was a dream to knit. I really enjoyed knitting it. I've got mohair in my mouth. Hang on. Phew, oh dear. Anyway, I absolutely adore it. I'm going to turn around again so I can see what you're seeing. So as I say, I absolutely adore it. I should have put my hair up. This collar, I was not expecting it to come out as nice as it has. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm so pleased with it. I cannot express, excuse me, getting far too excited. I cannot express how much I love this sweater. I was a bit nervous. Hang on, let me go back. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see I am stretching up a bit. I was a bit nervous about the length of it, but as I thought it may do, when I blocked it, it has actually stretched it lengthways, just a smidge, probably about ½ an inch, but it's just enough to make me happy with the length, happier. I still feel like it's very short in terms of a sweater for me, because I tend to wear really oversized things, like things that cover my bum. I tend to wear sweaters that come below my bum, but this one just kind of sits about halfway down, so it's a little bit short for me, but I absolutely love it. The sleeves I have knit to the perfect length because I love a sleeve that comes over my hand. This kind of sleeve I only really love when it's on an oversized sweater. If it's on a sweater that fits, I prefer it to sit about here. But this is just going to be, I could almost cry. I'm so happy with this. I cannot express. It is just wonderful, everything about it. It has these beautiful tubular bind off. And that tubular bind off is, sorry, just close up of my delightful hand. That tubular bind off is on everything that I've bound off. So it's on the sleeves, it's on this bottom cuff here, it is on the neck. I cannot express how happy I am with this. It is just, it's beautiful. I just absolutely adore it. And yes, as I said, no, it's this one. As I said, I have not sewn in a single end yet, but I'm classing it as finished because I know for a fact I want to wear this. So I'm going to sew the ends in as soon as it's dry, but it's still wet. So I'm going to have to pause the video just so that I can remove this because, yeah, I need to get it back outside to dry. But I just really, really wanted to put it on to show you how beautiful it is and how lovely it fits. It is exactly what I wanted. The pattern itself is so much fun to make and I am just over the moon with it. So bear with me just one moment while I have a wardrobe change. All right, I am back. Wardrobe change is done, but I just, oh, I love this sweater so much. I can show you a little bit better now. This back detailing, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And I'm just so excited to wear this sweater. It's beautiful. But as I said, I do need to get it outside because I need it to dry. I finished it, when did I finish it? A couple of days ago. And then I blocked it and I was hoping it would be dry for today, but it's not. It's still a bit wet, so I needed to get changed. It was not very comfortable because it was wet. But the yarn I used, I held 2 different yarns together and the yarns were Drops Nepal Mix in the colourway 0618. The makeup of this yarn is 65% wool, 35% alpaca. And then I held this yarn together with this yarn. And this is Drops Kid Silk Mohair. Can you see that? It's reflecting terribly. There we go. Okay. And I'm shaking really bad. I don't know why. I think I'm just too excited. The colour is 12. There we go. And the makeup of the yarn is, I can find it, I'm sure I can, 75% mohair and 25% silk. And that made this absolutely beautiful, beautiful fabric here. I am really pleased with this. I knew I was going to be happy with it. I had no idea I was going to be this happy with it. I am just blown away. And I think I can probably show you I'm just trying not to get the yarn in my tea. There we go. So you can see perhaps a bit better the tubular bind off. I think it's such a beautiful bind off. It is very time consuming and I got in a lot of tangles, let me tell you, especially on this bottom hem because the bottom hem was really long but it's absolutely brilliant. And I will link below the tutorial that I used to do the tubular bind off, because that tutorial was absolutely fantastic. And I think it just creates a beautiful edging. It's stretchy, it's not too stretchy, but it's stretchy enough that it comes back to itself. So as you can see, that just kind of, the fabric is just beautiful. I love it. It is absolutely gorgeous. Everything about this sweater I love. And this was the Dartmoor Sweater by Cadre, and I do highly recommend the pattern. The only, I'm trying to think difficulty wise, I would think the only difficult thing is the I-cord and picking up the stitches and knitting from that. Then I would probably say, what would be the next bit? Oh, the tubular bind off. If you've never done a tubular bind off, it takes a little bit of time to get your head around it. But once you've done that, it's very, very akin to the Kitchener stitch, just on a slightly different perspective, if you will. I think it's fantastic, and I'm so happy to have learned the tubular bind off, because it's one of those things that you hear about and I felt quite intimidated by, but having done it, I absolutely adore it. It's fantastic. So yes, fantastic product, highly recommend it, and I'm just over the moon with the final product. I just want to wear it, and I'm skipping over words because I'm so happy with it. I cannot tell you, but I'm just gonna have another sip. All right, okay, let's get started onto works in progress. I have, how many do I have to show you? I have four projects that I've been working on that you've seen before. So where we're going to start, well, we'll start with this one. So the first work in progress that I worked on in the last week has been my absolutely gorgeous Sweet Shop blanket. Oof. There we go. So this is the this is the Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose. There we are. And my version is using Attic spin dies. These colours, these are by Attic Spin Die, and these were their Beatrix Potter Club that they did. I always struggle with this. I don't think it was last year, but I think it was the year before, or it might have bridged the 2 years. I can't remember, but it was a 12-month subscription, and all the colours were inspired by Beatrix Potter's characters or books, if you will. And they're absolutely beautiful. This one here is Jemima Puddledeck. I think that one's gorgeous. Where is this? I think this is Peter Rabbit. Really like that one. So I've been working my way on this slowly because it is going to be huge, but I'm absolutely loving the project. It is using fingering weight held double, so these ends look worse than they are, let me tell you. They are still bad, but they're not as bad as they look. But here it is again, and I'm just absolutely loving this project. You can use 20 gram minis because each square colour wise uses, so this would be 10 grams of colour and then 10 grams of your neutral colour, and I think it would be absolutely fantastic for Advent for sure. I am using, how many? I'm using 10 100 gram skeins of yarn and 4 50 gram skeins of yarn because it was a 12-month subscription, because it was a 12-month subscription. 10 of the months were full 100 gram skeins, and then 2 of those months were actually 2 50 gram skeins. So I've done the maths, I've created a schematic on my tablet to kind of orchestrate it in a way that I'm using as many equal squares as I can. I mean, I understand that the 50 gram skeins, I'm only going to be able to use 5, put them into 5 squares. So that's fine by me, it's fine. But I've planned it all out, it's all fine, I am keeping track of it, and I'm just absolutely loving it. So I'm holding fingering weight double, so it is technically a DK weight blanket, which makes it knit up a bit quicker than if it was just fingering weight. It'd be a nightmare if it was fingering weight, and it feels, because it's fingering weight held double, it's got beautiful weight to it, it's lovely. The neutral colour that I'm holding, that I'm using, is just undyed yarn that I get from my yarn supplier. Sorry, my hair is everywhere, it's ridiculous. But yes, so where did I get to? I think I can't remember what square I was on, but I know that I've added this square for sure. I finished this square and I've added this square, and that's going to finish off this top row for me. So that is now 5 squares across. Once I finish that square, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be 6 squares tall. And then the next one that I'm adding in is I'm going to add in a row all the way up the side. That's how I'm doing it. I'm doing up the side, across the top, up the side, across the top. So it's kind of building row by row. Yeah, it's building in that way. But I really love the pattern. Laura has done an absolutely fantastic job with this pattern. It's so much fun to make. And yeah, if you have, I mean, it'd be great for scraps as well. I don't know why I didn't think to do a scrappy version of this, to be honest, but because I had all these Beatrix Potter skeins lying around, I'm trying to use up my stash this year. Trying my best anyway. And this project just seemed the absolute perfect project for these colours because I wanted each of these colours to sing on their own. I didn't want them to get lost in something where it's all together. So I feel like each of these squares gives these beautiful colours a moment of their own, and I think it was just the perfect choice for this. I'm so happy with this and I love the project. So this is the Sweet Shop Blanket by Laura Penrose. Just wonderful. Oh, but it's going to be a long-term project because I need to make 99 squares in total, so it's going to be a big blanket, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. The only issue obviously is the lovely ends, which we all know I am not very good at sewing in. So who knows when they're going to get sewn in. But anyway, this is the issue when I do my hair because, I mean, I've not done anything with it. I just screwed it up in a little knot and then left it after I washed it. But anyway, it just gets in my face. Right, enough of the complaining. The next project that I have been working on in the last week, I've not done a lot on it, but I have worked on it, so I'm going to show you. It is the absolutely gorgeous April Snow Wrap by Andreas Ruthman. So here that is. Bring it closer actually. There we go. Just so you can see the differences between these. There you are. So this is a wrap and it is utilising 2 new techniques to me. One of those being what is, I'm going to hold it this way around actually. One of those is, I've got a cup of tea in the way. Let's try again. One of those is a signed pooling project. So this particular colour, this particular skein of yarn had a lovely little block of colour. Only a small block, but it was enough to be noticeable. And basically every time I change colour, the nature of the stitch changes. And I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think it just creates a really beautiful texture and a really beautiful effect. And then the next technique that I had was this one, which is basically I'm using 2 different colours of yarn. One of those being this beautiful grey with these lovely brown colour changes. And then the other skein is just a complete skein. I've got the edge here somewhere. Here it is just a complete skein in, come on, in this colour here. This beautiful brown colour. It's absolutely beautiful. And all I'm doing is I'm striping the 2 together. I will do a row going, for example, I've got both skeins at both ends here. I would do a row in one colour. Then I would move my needles back so that the start of the needle is here. And then I will work another row with the other colour. It's really clever. I've never done that before, so that was new to me. In this section, we're not doing anything different with the colour pooling. It is just all garter, but it creates such a beautiful effect. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. And then at a certain point, we then change back into the assigned pooling technique. And I think, oh, look at that. It looks amazing. Now, this wrap is going to be massive, so that's why it's taking me so long. It is fingering weight, and the yarn I'm using is hand-dyed by Zakami yarn. Ooh, yarn bath, don't want to pull that out. Oh, I've got a label here. Fantastic. So it's hand-dyed by the wonderful Zakami yarn. I absolutely adore Zakami yarns. They are absolutely beautiful. So this lovely grey colour here with the speckles, with the colour changes even. This is called Portable Campfire. And then the single colour, so if I show you the edge actually, you can see the colour. So any colour that's not grey, so this colour here, this lovely brown, that is called Cinnamon Stone. So Cami basically have kits on their website, and this is how I found this project, because I was perusing their website and I came across the kit and I just thought it looked absolutely beautiful. I loved these colours and I thought it would just make a beautiful, beautiful wrap. Andreas has done an absolutely fantastic job in the pattern. It's just amazing. And these lovely assigned pooling sections, I thought I would really struggle with. I thought I'd have to do it where I'd have to really, really think and concentrate on what I'm doing. But once you've done a couple, it actually sinks in, and now I can just do them automatically and I don't have to think about it, which is amazing. I never thought that would be the case, but it really is. It's brilliant. And as I say, it just creates this lovely effect and this lovely texture as well, from where it switches from garter to stockinette stitch. It's beautiful. As you can see, this lovely little leaf here, I have done that much, not a lot, but I got very sidetracked with my Dartmoor sweater, which I'm sure you can imagine and understand why. But absolutely love this project. Again, this is the April Snow Wrap by Andreas Ruthman. And that is that one. Right, what is next? We have, we have a cheeky one. Well, it's not that cheeky. I cast this on last week and it is part of a make-along. Oh, my apologies. This April Snow Wrap is part of a make-along. It is part of the Disley Sisters Creations Spring Shawl make-along. I have been keeping up. I have been working on it each week, just a little bit here and there, but I am in no way going to be able to finish this by the deadline of the 30th of April. But from what I can remember, don't hold me to this, but I'm pretty sure that Linda did say you don't necessarily have to finish the project. So I will submit it as my entry because I have learned so much from this wrap and I absolutely love it, and I'm really excited to finish it, obviously, because it's going to be absolutely stunning and it's going to be so nice to wear. But yes, so that is part of a make-along. The next one is also part of a make-along, but we've sort of fallen out a little bit. So I'll show you what I've got. Here he is. This is Calypso the Frizzle Chicken by Toft. This was their Easter make-along and I've been really enjoying it, don't get me wrong, but there are a few hiccups. So the first hiccup, as you can see, is this. He's only got one leg. I realised as I was crocheting these beautiful feathers on, now these are challenging, let me tell you. As I was crocheting the feathers on the one wing, I realised that his legs were really wonky and I thought, no, I do not like that, because one was kind of like really far back and the leg was twisted like that, and I was like, no, I'm not happy with that. And equally that meant that the tail had been sewn on wrong as well, so I had to remove the tail. So in removing them, I did my best, but in removing the leg, as you can see, I have lost stitches. So I accidentally pulled the stitches out. So I couldn't figure out a way to fix it. So I thought, no, I'm just gonna have to crochet a new leg. So I have, here it is, my backup leg. So this is ready to go on. All I've got to do is sew it on in the right place this time. So it's not like, it was like that. It was really weird. It was like that. It was just bizarre. But anyway, so I've done that. Fortunately, when I took the tail off, I mean, it doesn't really matter because the tail is such a small piece. When I took the tail off, I didn't actually cut any of the crochet bits. It was only the yarn that I'd used to sew it in. So that's salvageable. So those two just need re-adding back. The other thing is obviously there's loads of ends because the feathers accumulate a lot of ends. I was pre-warned about this, so thank you for the person who commented and said good luck with all the ends for the feathers. You are correct. There are so many ends. I am just, ooh, it's a lot. So I am very, very behind. I am not keeping up in any way, shape or form because I think I'm just really behind, basically. So it is what it is. But I have started on one wing and I have noticed that my wings are quite close together at the front because I believe they're a lot further, there's a lot more space between them on Toft's example, but that's fine. It's my bird. I can do it however I wish. So I've done a lot of the feathers. I also added in an extra feather, I think here. I added in an extra feather on this row. And I did the same with the row below that as well. I added in an extra feather on that row as well. I think that's right. I know I've added in an extra 2 feathers. I just can't fully remember where I've added them. But that was just so that I could feel like it was a bit fuller. So I imagine you can tailor it however you like. But all the feathers are in. I've just got to do the edging on these back ones down here. So once those edges are in, I can then start on the next wing. And then I believe I've got to do the tail ones. And then I believe there's feathers for the legs. And then there's feathers for the head. So there's a lot still to do. And the feathers are a bit much. But sorry, I can hear a delivery truck outside. I know I've got a pair of shoes coming. So I'm expecting those. It's a bit early for the shoes though. But anyway, so that is where I'm at with the frizzle chicken. As I say, we've had a bit of a moment. But that was my fault because I sewed it up wrong, basically. Oh, what can I say? I was very hasty in sewing it. So yeah, I just need to sew that other leg back on and then sew the tail back on and then carry on with the feathers. And then, yeah, I've accepted there is no way I'm keeping up because those feathers take me anyway quite a while to do. I'm used to them now, so I know when it says short, I know exactly how many stitches to do. Same with medium. I've not done any long ones yet because I think they're on the tail. But yes, anyway, I do love it. It's just, we had a moment, so we had a setback. But anyway, that is Calypso, the frizzle chicken by Toft. All right, what else have we got? Oh, yes, okay. So this one, I go through moments. This is a pair of socks. I go through moments with socks, which I am sure you're very much aware of now because I have 2 pairs of socks that are currently on the needles. One of them I haven't done any work on this week because, as I say again, I was completely obsessed with my sweater. So that had to get done. I was just so obsessed with it. Hang on. So I picked up these because these are a lot simpler to do for me anyway, in my head. And I picked them up a couple of days ago and just started putting in a row every so often. And I could do with measuring how long they are actually to see how many more rows I need to do to complete the foot because that's what I'm on. But anyway, these are the Honey It's Cold Out socks by Anne of Toby Knits. And these are absolutely gorgeous. I do have to preface this with I did make an alteration to the pattern and that is only in the cuff. It is the cuff, isn't it? I think it is, yeah. So this cuff, that's the only alteration I have made. In Anne's pattern, it is knit 1, purl 1. However, I have done knit 1 through the back loop, purl 1. I believe it's twisted rib. And the only reason I made that change is because that's what I'm used to doing for socks. It's my preference. Nothing, you know, knit 1, purl 1, perfectly fine. But I just lean towards twisted rib for some reason in socks. I just always do it. So that's the only change I have made. Everything else is completely to pattern and they are absolutely beautiful socks. So here we are. This is absolutely beautiful, almost honeycomb-esque pattern that starts off wide at the top and then it narrows to the front of the foot and that carries on down. It is beautiful. It is vanilla sock at the back and then it's got this lovely heel turn. Why am I having issues? Heel, flap and gusset. Heel, flap and gusset. Yeah, I think that's right. Is that the right terminology? I am having a moment. Massive brain fog. But anyway, there we go. That is the heel. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I love this sock. I've really enjoyed it. And I do have to say that Anne actually gifted me this pattern. Whoops. She gifted me this pattern and I have been loving it. But as I say, with socks, I tend to just hammer them and then I reach a point where I'm like, I don't want to knit socks anymore. I want to do something else. So that is the only reason these aren't finished. I don't have the other sock, so I need to finish this sock. And then when I've done this, I will cast on immediately for the next sock and hopefully get these finished sooner than later because they've been on the needles far too long and they are a beautiful pattern. And I do highly recommend them. So those are the Honey It's Cold Out socks. Here is where I got to the last time I showed you. So I've done about probably half an inch, maybe an inch possibly. But they are such a joy to make because the pattern is just lovely. It's very intuitive once you've got it in your head. And yeah, I just really like them. I'm just rubbish with socks basically, but here they are. what else did I need? Oh yes, so the yarn. This is by Botanical Yarn. Now I don't have a colourway for you because this was part of I keep calling them grab bags, which they technically are, but basically Sophie puts together some what she calls lonely skein bags, and this was part of one of the 100-gram bags. So you get 300 grams for a certain amount of price, but they are mystery bags. So this was a mystery colour. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? I really like it. It's kind of a mustardy colour. It's lovely. And I thought that would really suit these socks, and I think it does. So there we are, that's what I'm using. But as I say, I can't tell you the colourway because there was nothing with it. It was just a skein of yarn, and it was from Botanical Yarn. Beautiful. All right, so that's all the works in progress. The next section is my cast-ons. I do have a cheeky one for you, actually. Let me grab it. No, it's not that one. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Right, okay. So this is a cheeky little cast-on. I thought it would take less time than it is taking, which is why I cast it on. Because for those who don't know, I am trying my best to use up all of my... I'm trying to get my stash down a bit further. So I've been using up my stash this year. And I have 3 blankets, scrappy blankets that I'm working on. They're not getting worked on as often as they should, really. But I think I just want to get to a certain point with my works in progress. So I get into a bit of a rhythm whereby I'll finish a project, put something into one of my scrappy projects, and so on and so forth. But my scraps are just a little bit big at the minute. So for example, I've got these that, I mean, I could probably put these into a project rather than using them as a scrappy thing. So I don't know, but I'm going to finish off what I'm doing. So what did I cast on? I cast on a mini yarn cozy crochet version. So here it is. This is the mini yarn cozy by Knitty Natty, so Natalie of Knitty Natty. I have made the knitted versions of the yarn cozy. I've made them in the full size and is it 50 gram? I think it's 50 gram. I'm looking at one now, and I did the lovely twisted kind of faux cable thing. Oh, beautiful. I love them. So I saw the crochet ones and I thought, ooh, I'll give these a go because crochet doesn't take me as long as knitting does. And I thought I'll be able to whack these out in no time. I've got a number of cakes sitting around that need cozies that don't have them. So I thought, oh, I'll whack a couple of crochet ones out. No problem. They're taking longer than planned, basically. But here it is. This is what I've cast on. I'm making a 50 gram. And here it is. I'll show you up close. I think the bottom looks beautiful, doesn't it? This yarn is looking really good in this. And then I've decided to do the ribbed version. So this is a front post, back post crochet cozy. So I needed to get obviously a bit taller before it's finished, but I kind of just want to keep going on it actually because I was really enjoying it last night. I have restarted watching Once Upon a Time. I love that show. I was obsessed with it. I can't remember when, but I was absolutely obsessed with it. But I never finished watching the whole series. So when I get to a point like that where I've not actually finished watching a series, I will actually go back to the start and pick it up again and just binge watch it. So I've been watching it on my treadmill. I've been watching it while I've been editing videos. I've just been watching it while doing this as well. So every time I look at this, I think, right, it's time to sit down with Once Upon a Time and do some crochet. It's weird. But anyway, that's what I've been, every time I look at this now, I just think, oh, Once Upon a Time, I need to watch another episode. It's ridiculous. Tell me, do you have a specific show that when you pick up a project, it reminds you of that specific show that you've been watching while making a specific project? It's weird, but there we have it, the story of this yarn cozy. But yes, so it's just taken me longer than planned. As you can see, it's really, really flat. It is fingering weight, so again, that's probably why. It would be nice to try maybe doing a DK weight version of it and holding the yarn double, because all of my leftovers are, got a little bag of some here. There we are. That's one of my hand-dyed ones there. And the rest are, these 3 are West Green Loft yarns. And then this one here is Botanical Yarn. And these 2 here are West Green Loft yarns. These West Green Loft yarns were from my Find Your Fade shawl. Loved that project. It was just fantastic. But anyway, so that's what I've cast on, that's what I'm working on at the minute. So I will probably put on another episode of Once Upon a Time and do some more work on this, because yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now. And I've got the day off, so it's even more exciting. But anyway, that is what I've cast on, a mini yarn cozy light crochet version by Natalie of Knitty Natty. There we go. So what else do I have on my list? I have acquisitions. Now, I don't have any acquisitions to show you at this point in time. I have just ordered the Bird Club, the Bird subscription by Toft, because I saw the bird that they have recently done for the Bird Club and I think it's adorable. So I've ordered that, so that should hopefully come next week. So I might be able to show you it next week. In terms of anything else, the only other thing I have ordered is another advent calendar. So as I explained last week, I'm pretty sure it was on my podcast last week, I said that I got Fibre Fox. I got the Fibre Fox 24 mini calendar. I've ordered 100 gram with that as well. And that theme was the witching hour. And honestly, I saw the mood boards and I could not say no. I've never ordered from the Fibre Fox before, so it's a new dyer to me. So that is something that I really wanted to do this year, is to buy an advent from a new dyer to me. And it just ticked all the boxes, so I had to snap one up. The other one I've ordered is from Beehive Yarns, and I think I said last year I was quite gutted that I didn't get Beehive Yarns last year's advent because it was beautiful. So I said I was going to get it this year, and the theme is books, so classic books. So very excited about that one, really happy about that. And I think I have added 100 gram skein to that as well. And then the final one that I did not mean to purchase, but I had to, I couldn't, because I said, okay, mini story time. Last year, I was looking at advent calendars and trying to figure them out, which ones I wanted to get. And the yarn artist is one of my favourite UK dyers. She dyes yarn inspired by paintings, by artists, which ticks all my boxes because my education is in art. I have a degree in animation. I just absolutely adore art. It's been my life, basically. So I love her yarn. She is so talented. It is unreal. I did get her advent calendar in 2022, so if you wanted to check out my Vlogmas 2022 series, you'll see me opening those skeins, and they are beautiful. Then in 2023, I really wanted to get her advent again, but then I thought, well, I'll see what the theme is. So she put out a vote and said it would either be Monet's Water Lilies or Van Gogh. And I'm a huge fan of Van Gogh. I had the wonderful opportunity to visit the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam many years ago, and I just absolutely adore it. Absolutely fantastic. So I said to myself, if it's the Van Gogh theme, that's it. Sold, I'm buying it. I have to have it. But if it was going to be water lilies, it was a bit too close to her prior years. So 2022's was Impressionism. And if 2023 was going to be Monet's Water Lilies, to me it was just a little bit close, and I wanted to have different things for Advent, and it turned out to be Monet's Water Lilies. However, her 2024 calendar, I'm guessing you'll know what theme it was. It is Van Gogh. So yes, I had to bend and put in my order. So I ordered it with 100 gram extra and a project bag because, as I said, I'm a huge Van Gogh fan, so it had to be. There was no ifs or buts, really. So that is why I've got 3 this year. It was not in the plan. I was hoping for just 2 and then a Toft Advent, but, you know, these things happen, you know. I save. I have money set aside for yarn purchases, and that just means that I can't purchase as much yarn as I planned. So it's going to come at the end of the year now instead. So that's great. But it also means I get to plan projects. I am so excited. I have some wonderful projects that I've planned that I want to show you. They will be shown in my month-end wrap-up if I remember to add them in. If I don't, please give me a nudge and say, Emily, you said you were going to show your plans for Advents. Bring them on. Just let me know, remind me, and I will get there. If you know, in any of my videos, if you have a question on a project that I've shown, I don't know, say for example, my rug, you've not seen my rug for a long time. I've just not really worked on it, unfortunately. So if you've seen a project that you like and you've thought, well, you haven't worked on this for a while, what's happening with it? Is it still happening? Just give me a nudge in the comments. I will be more than happy to update you, and it might even give me a nudge to actually pull it out and work on it. So yes, that is that. I am going to leave it there because I did go off on a massive what are we at? Around about 30 minutes, that's not too bad. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and again, massive welcome to all of my new subscribers. I am just so grateful for all of your support, and even more grateful for all the support for all of you who have been with me since the beginning. It has been noticed, and I am so grateful. And again, thank you all for the comments. All of your support means the absolute world to me. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of the week and weekend, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.